Alright guys, I will be mad honest with you all. I wasn't even planning to make a video about the current spotlight since I guess that everyone knew what it's about at this point, but while playing it I realized that there are some implications you guys might have missed, so today I will share them all with you guys while I also try to explain why I have decided to come back despite of the solid reasons I gave a couple. Because I think it's worth sharing with you guys as I am not as free as I used to be since I still have to deal with the college, my job and the final assignments, so let's get into it. The reason of why I came back it's because I do feel like I enjoy the pain or some stuff like that. Nah, I'm joking. It's just that on the video where I said I had to leave a ton, and I mean an absolute ton of people didn't want me to leave, but at that time I truly needed to leave. The thing is that weeks passed by and you guys kept going over and over and over again through my Instagram DMs, on several comments I posted through the community. Everywhere I used to write, I used to get the comeback thing, so once I got more free time, I decided to just upload the infamous video I posted yesterday, which I hope it reaches Gameloft because, damn, the new game mode is absolutely terrible. And that's pretty much what happened. So while I was retired from making videos about this game, the Sonic Spotlight took place, which I have to say was a quite bad spotlight since it was a mix between a spotlight and a special event, so it ended up being far less free-to-play friendly. But the thing that pissed me off the most was the fact that you literally had to spend real money if you really wanted to gold max the SCC Aero XT. So yeah, I maxed that car out, I got the epic import parts from the Spotlight shop, but once the event ended, I wasn't really happy about it since it wasn't something I wanted to see on the game in future updates. I personally ignored the Spotlight Pass, which might sound ironic, but mind you, I am not spending 20 bucks just to get the Sonic decal for the SCC Aero XT, and that's why my SCC Aero XT will remain without any decal for now. It seems like the Spotlight Pass wasn't purchased by many of you guys as well, so I have to give you guys huge thanks for it, because it definitely seems like Gameloft got the message, and for these stars and straps, well, yeah, let's ignore that. It seems like for this American Spotlight we won't be having any Spotlight Pass, and we can even enjoy the old Spotlight format, so I definitely think it's a huge win for absolutely everyone. Having a deep look into this Spotlight sauce, is evident that the only person who went for a car other than the Hennessey Venom F5 was me. And why, you might be wondering? Well, it's basically because my Hennessey Venom F5 is at Gold Max and my 4GT Mark IV wasn't, so yeah, the logic was quite simple. At this point I am just looking to Gold Max every single car from my garage, so I do really think I made a great choice. Until, well, I found out how absolutely terrible the 4GT Mark IV handling is. I really wanted to show you guys some multiplayer races with the most worthy cars of this Spotlight, but guess what? There is this brand new game mode on MP2 that is straight hell, so it's absolutely not fun to try those cars there, and as such, you will have to look at these American cars racing on American tracks while I jab a bit about this Spotlight and its implications. Okay, so this Spotlight basically means a great chance for many people to log one of the best cars of the entire game completely for free. Just like the Devil 16 arrived on the Gauntlet game mode, now you can certainly grab a decent amount of the Hennessey Venom F5 blueprints, and I have seen many people unlock this car for free, so I am quite sure that most of you guys will end this event at a couple of stars on your Hennessey Venom F5s at best, which I think it's absolutely excellent. However, if the Devil and the Hennessey Venom F5 have been released for the free-to-play public, I do really think I am not the only one believing how something better than those two cars is coming at some point in the near future. It has always been like this. Before a true king of the game arrives, the old kings becomes available, despite the Hennessey Venom F5 is no longer on Elite S-Class, but come on guys, let's get real. What's the point of spending thousands of tokens just to get 300 tokens every couple of weeks? So yeah, it's quite safe to say that there is something huge coming on the next update or in the near future. On Asphalt Legends China, they have just got the remarked Nevera Air as well as the Pagani Zonda Think and a couple of Lego cars, so it's safe to say that at least some of them are coming to Asphalt Legends Unite on the near future. However, I don't see the Rimac Nevera being more powerful than the Hennessey Venom F5 currently is, but you know, who knows when it might arrive to the global version. Still, I would like to add that going for the Hennessey Venom F5 is much more worthy than spending those tokens on the upcoming Bars of Speed, but I might talk about that on a separate video later on. Something I would absolutely love to see is Gameloft making the upcoming Spotlight events the exact same way they have been doing this American Spotlight, without useless passes on a game where, let's get real guys, we have way too many passes already, but that's my honest opinion. I would also like to share my honest opinion in regards to the decal selection for this American Spotlight, which is absolutely amazing. I do really love how most of the decals look on the Spotlight cards, excepting those graffiti style decals for the Nike House and the Corvette C7 Air. Those are not good. Everything else is Gucci. At this point, I guess that most of you guys already know which Spotlight cards are decent aside from the Hennessey Venom F5, but once again, allow me to encourage you guys to strictly focus on the Hennessey Venom F5 rather than any other card unless you have the Venom Max out, because in that case, the Xinger 21C is somewhat useful for gauntlets, so that one is fairly decent as well. Other than that, I wouldn't recommend spending your Spotlight coins on any other card really. Okay, so now that I have said pretty much all what I wanted to share in regard to the American Spotlight, I would like to mention how I have seen some really rude words towards me and my videos on some social media after I came back, and I do really think that a huge component of that is that people tend to group and compare my channel with channels which are exclusively skills oriented, and I will definitely love to clear that out. I think it's fairly clear that those who choose to follow me never do that because of my skills. I have been racing the same way for years and I am not trying to improve because, I am just a casual and my content is about what I think in regards to the game events, the new cars and whatnot, and I am not an alien and this channel never was meant to be about skills or anything like that. And I do know that most of you guys are aware about that, but I still pity those whose only way of insulting me is because of my skills, when the entire point of my channel has never been the runs or the skills. If I ever need to show you guys how to do a lap or something like that, I can always ask a far more skilled player than me for a run, but I rarely do it precisely because most of the people who follow me doesn't do it for the runs or the skills. There are plenty of excellent skills-oriented channels out there, and since I like to do what I like, I am happy for everyone who follows those channels, but if you don't like my content, just ignore it. It ain't that complicated though. But now for real, there is nothing left to talk about for today's episode, so kindly check out if you are still subscribed to my channel to not to miss upcoming videos, and I will see you really soon as usual with much more Asphalt videos. Goodbye guys!